This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance. Before we get into today's content, I have a huge favor to ask. If you are one of these 45,850 people that are watching my videos but you're not subscribed, would you take care of that right now? Please press the subscribe button. I can't wait to see if I can get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend. Welcome to the Trading with Ashley show. Today's video is going to be about a very important subject that is changing what options are being priced out right now, and it's called volatility. Now, understanding volatility can really help traders because once they understand what it is, they can actually leverage it to make money. So I'm going to teach you how to do this in this video, but to give you a good analogy, if you consider getting to your destination on a train, you're having fun going on the train, but it's pretty predictable and it goes in a straight line. But if you decide to ride a roller coaster, then you are experiencing high volatility. You've got the peaks and valleys. But just like on a roller coaster, when you hit the peaks, we never stay at the peak very long. So in this video, I'm going to actually go through how long we can usually withstand an elevated VIX in the market so you can have a better sense on some of these trades and when they may pan out. And I'm going to give you several different ways that you can trade the VIX. It's based on your risk tolerance, and you may be more comfortable with some of these trading styles than others. But I'm going to take you all through it. So one way that you can trade the VIX, you can choose your favorite ticker, and you can find a level of support that you think the stock would vouch from or you'd be happy owning it. And if the VIX is elevated over 30 and really over 40, more than likely your trade is going to have other traders that buy insurance for it. They're going to buy put options. Now, these put options get more expensive when everyone's nervous. You as the seller can sell the put option and you will make a lot of money doing that. I have several videos on selling put options, but this video is going to go through ways to trade the VIX directly. So I think you'll find this very enlightening, and you can maybe put on some of these trades this week if tensions stay high and we start seeing market volatility get up into the 40s and above. All right, let's go get into the detail now. The first thing I want to discuss with all of you is the VIX itself. You can see here on this chart, it does peak, but usually the peaks don't last long. And I'm pretty sure that every time it's peaked, you can almost remember the situation that happened that caused it to peak. And so we want to look a little bit deeper to determine how long the VIX stays elevated at various levels so that we can effectively trade it. Now, at the time of recording, the VIX is right under 30. It might be higher by the time you're watching this. But when the VIX spikes above 40, it historically collapses about half within the first 1 or 2 months after it hits 40. So that's important to know. So if we're looking at probabilities, if it's over 40, within 10 trading days, there's a 70% probability that it will fall, and it will more than likely drop between 25 and 35%. 20 trading days after the spike, there's an 80% probability, and it will more than likely fall between 35 and 50%. But 60 days post the spike over 40, there's a 90% probability that it will drop, and it'll drop by about 50 to 70%. Keep this in mind when you're trying to determine the perfect hedge for your portfolio. Now let's get into how to trade the VIX. You could trade the VIX directly on a site like Robinhood. A lot of brokers allow you to actually buy puts on the VIX if you believe that it will fall in the future. But I want you to keep something in mind when you're choosing an expiration date. You're only trading VIX movement for the futures contract in the month that you select. For instance, if you were to select something in April, then you would be trading the April futures contract. Now, if you were to select something further out, it won't move as much unless the activity as we get into that month actually changes. So currently, for example, I actually purchased a call on the VIX because I think it'll spike in August as we get closer to the midterms. So that's one way to play it. But if you wanted to cover each month, you would have to select each month and then trade it independently based on whether you think the VIX is going to be up or down. So that might be very hard. But if you wanted to, let's say you assume we get into April and things are settled down and we're going to know the direction of the market, you might consider selecting something around April the 15th, and you could actually buy a put on the VIX itself. Currently, it is trading around 27. If you were going to do something like this, I would wait until it spikes up at least to 40 before you actually put on this trade. Now, anytime you buy a put, the max amount of money you can lose is the cost of the put itself. However, it's no fun to lose money. So if you decide that you want to buy one of these puts and it doesn't go in your favor, then you may decide to go ahead and exit at about a 50% loss just to retain the remaining portion of what you paid for different trades. Now, another way that you could trade the VIX, you could actually buy an inverse short position on the VIX. Its ticker symbol SVIX, and if you are to purchase this when the VIX is high, it will be low, and then when the VIX settles down and the VIX pulls down to normal levels, this stock will go up. So you want to do the opposite of what is happening at any given time. So when the VIX spikes, let's say it gets to 40 or above, that's when you might consider buying this instrument. And then you would want to wait until the VIX comes down, more than likely to around that 20 level, before you actually cash this in. Now you can see over time, it really does do a really good job of being an inverse play on the VIX. It's not leveraged, it's only 1 times short the VIX. So there's a more direct correlation with the opposite of the VIX movement. It's not perfect, but over time you can see it really does track it pretty closely. Now, if you're going to do it this way, you would simply swing trade this instrument. So again, when the VIX hits over 40, you would go ahead and buy this. And then when it came down to around 20, or if you want it to hold till it came down to below 15, that's when you would consider selling it. I'm sure many of you have heard of UVXY. It is a leveraged instrument that tries to track the VIX, and it does pretty good short term. As you get longer term, there's some erosion to UVXY, so it doesn't trade it exactly. But there are a couple of things that we can do, and I'm about to show you a trade that is done with UVXY. And I'm about to show you a trade that could be done on UVXY. It involves doing a call credit spread. Let's go into the broker so I can show you how to build this. Once you get to your option chain for UVXY, you'd want to select an expiration date. I'm currently looking at something around 4/17. Now, I looked at various expiration dates, but it's real important that whatever you select actually has liquidity on the chain. And so I found that on this option chain, 34 days from now, that it did have some liquidity at a few key points. So if you want to build a call credit spread, you might want to consider something at the 70 mark, and then you would sell the 65 strike. We're going to send it to a ticket so you can see how this would look on a ticket, and then I will explain what you want to happen if you want to profit 100% on this trade. Now, the way that you would build this, you would put in the expiration date and the different strikes, and you mirror the same expiration date and different strikes for the buy to open versus sell to open. Select credit. Right now, it's paying about 105, but if the VIX goes higher to around 40, this will pay even more. And now, if you're looking at a return just based on where it is currently, it's actually a really good return. You'd have to put up about $500 for this trade because it's a $5 wide spread. And it looks like you'd receive about $100 for it. That's a 20% return in this short amount of time. But there are risks involved. Let's talk about what the risks are and how this trade works. This only works if we get to April the 17th and we are trading below our sold call $65. If we are, then we get to keep 100% of the trade, which in this case would be around $100. Again, I wouldn't put this on now. I'd wait until this grows even higher once the VIX is around 40 or above. Now, how would you manage this trade? Well, here's the way I would manage it. If we get to April the 10th and we are anywhere near $65, let's say we are at 60, I would go ahead and close this trade down for a loss. You could get into potentially rolling the trade, but again, there'd have to be liquidity on the chain. At this point, I did not see a lot of liquidity on future dated chains. So that's something you want to consider, and you never want to go in too heavy on trades like this. And quite frankly, you don't need to. The return is so significant at 20%, very small amount of money could yield you a really nice return. Now, I will personally be guiding my community members on various trades that I will be taking on the VIX this week or next week. I'll be watching it very closely. If you want insight into all of those trades, sign up for a strategy session with one of my team members. It's free, and they'll discuss with you your goals and how my community may be able to help you reach your goals. Remember, if you're with me trading with Ashley, there's no trader left behind. Now, if you want to watch another video I did that talks about market volatility and how to navigate through it, you can watch that right here.